find when you're playing in that more defensive position, goals are harder to come by?
Well, certainly that's you're not going to get as many chances to score if you're in there. But obviously the system the other night was a lot of midfield players trying to get that space, and the onus was on kind of me, Ollie and Tom to try and support the front guys, and just sort of felt them at the edge of the box, so you have a strike and see what happens.
How do you feel about this season, personally?
Yeah, I feel good. Played a lot of games again. I feel good fitness wise, and I'm enjoying my football. So just try and help the team as much as possible whenever I'm playing, and try and help us get wins.
What do you make about the draw playing Clyde?
Yes, again, obviously it's a good draw. I've not played them for a while, obviously, but the next round of the cup, away games are always difficult. So again, we'll approach it with the same attitude and the same mentality that we approach every game with, and obviously go there to try and win and progress.
Can you recall where you were the last time that Clyde played Celtic? Certainly the time that.
I'm not sure actually. No. Probably watching it somewhere, but I was at Celtic. But it was 15, 16 years ago. So. Aye, so a wee while ago, I can't even remember.
Any real recollection of it in terms of?
I just remember obviously the result. Then obviously it was a big shock at the time, but I was probably a wee bit too young to actually understand probably the magnitude of it. But certainly for us, this time round we'll be hoping for a positive result, and as I say, into the next round.
It shows there's no guarantees, does it? I mean, Celtic's Roy Keane made debut that day, and still came unstuck.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, football it's always two teams, and both teams have got a chance of winning the game. So, if you don't prepare properly and you don't turn up in the game and you don't play well and earn the right to play, then obviously you can always get done. So, as I said there, we're fully focused on it. We feel it's a good draw, but on the day you have to turn up and earn the right to play and earn the right to win, and that's what we want to do.
Let's cherish that cup run you've got, domestic cup. It's 32 in a row now.
Yeah, exactly. It's cup competitions are always difficult, as you said. You have to turn up on the day and win the match and play well. So it's a good record we've got, and obviously we want to continue that. It's something that we're proud of. It's something that we've worked hard to achieve, and certainly something that we don't want to give up.
Nice to get that cup game in the bag before resuming league business as well.
Yeah, I think obviously first game back, you always get it when it's the first game of the season. There's always that bit of rustiness as well, and in terms of not playing for a few weeks, so it's always good to first and foremost progress out the cup into the next round, and then, like you said, try and blow some of the cobwebs off from the winter break.
How important is this little stretch over the next fortnight, particularly because you've got 4 of the next 5 are away from home?
Yeah, obviously the away games are difficult, especially in this league as well. You've got to go to some difficult places to win, and as you said there, the next fortnight is a tough few fixtures for us, and obviously we want to come through them well, but I feel like the winter break was good for us again to refocus, and obviously when we come back we have to go foot to the floor and win these games.
This time last year you won 8 on the bounce in the league after the winter break. Now it might be a stretch to maybe do that again, but with the knowledge that you have been able to do that, does that make it a little bit easier coming back off the back of the break?
I think, as you said, mentality wise, you can do it, and obviously we had a good run. Sitting in the middle of the season there, we had a good run of wins as well, and so we know it's something that we're capable of, and if we apply ourselves properly and play well in the games, then it's certainly something that we can do. And as you said, it was important for us last year when we come back and had that run, so we're targeting that again. We want to go and see how many wins we can get.
Callum, your manager, Neil Lennon, played in that last Clyde game. Have you wound them up about it yet?
Not yet, no. Obviously, as I said, we're looking forward to the game, and from our point of view, we don't want any upsets. So maybe in the next coming weeks of that, we'll wind them up a wee bit. But certainly come the game, then everyone will be serious and ready to go, and want to win the match.
Yeah. He's got a lot of experience, obviously, in terms of dealing with these kind of situations in Scottish football. Did you speak to you guys maybe at the break about these kind of cliff edge games where something like that, if it doesn't work, it can live in the belly for quite a while?
Yeah, I think whenever you lose games at Celtic, then there's big pressure on you the next time you play. So I think our squad as well, we're reasonably well experienced, and we know what it means to play for the jersey and play for the club. You know, you're representing everyone else, and you know, when you step out onto the pitch, you have to give your all, and you have to win and win in a certain way. So, you know, as I touched on there, certainly when the game comes around, then you know we'll be looking to win it, and as I say, avoid any upsets.
The manager said that he's closing in on the signing of Ishmael Asoro, describes him as a sort of holding midfielder. Are you sort of relishing the fact that there'll be more competition in that position?
Yeah, I think it's always important at big clubs, you know, that you get competition for places, and you know it's always healthy for the dressing room as well. And you know, the more guys we can get in, more quality players that we can get in, that drives the standard up. I've always said that, and you know, I think it'd be good if we manage to get him in and you know see what he's about and get him in the team, and hopefully help the lads as well.
Do you feel you've had that competition in that area in recent times, because yourself and Scott seem to have those sort of two more holding positions sort of nailed down?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, every season you're asked the question anyway, regardless of whether they bring people in or not. Then you know you start the season and everybody's looking to you to improve and improve as a player. So you know I put that added pressure on myself as well. And then you know when guys come in or new signings happen, then you know it's good for the squad, and it helps revitalise everyone else and pushes everybody else on. So you know that'll be the case again. Hopefully we can go and kick on.
Callum, the amount of time you've played this season, last season, is quite well known. One of the highest numbers in British football, I think. Do you feel a lot of pressure because there wasn't that much depth in the squad in that position? That it's down to you and Scott to really stay fit and keep playing week in, week out if there's no one to back you up?
I don't think so. I think I felt good. You know, certainly every week you're not 100%, but you know you very rarely are in football. You know, in terms of getting into games and you feel 100% fit, but you know you're here to play games and win, and you know, as I said, you've got that responsibility of the club, and you have to try and play well every time you play, and when you're asked to play you give everything. So you know, certainly, you know, for myself that's what I try and do, and I know a lot of these boys as well, they play with knocks, and you know that's part of the modern game now, that you're very rarely fit all the time. So it's just, you know, there's 70 games a season, and you want to play in as many as you can.
Do you think these new signings kind of necessary to stop the squad from having that complacency? It freshens things up every 6 months or so? Yeah,
I think so. I think I've touched on that there, that you know it's always good for competition for places, and as I said, that drives the standard up, and then ultimately the whole thing gets better. So you know, we're looking forward to that.
Do you really see Lee back and scoring? What kind of impact could he have in the second half of the season?
Yeah, I think he can be massive. You know, I've always said he's such a talent. You know, his record speaks for itself, and you know he's a great goal scorer. And then you know when you get him working hard for the team, he becomes a massive asset. So as you said, hopefully we can keep him fit and keep him scoring goals, and he'll be a big player for us.
Could it be like a new signing for you almost?
It could almost be, yeah. You know, to get him in that form again, then you know he was unstoppable at one point. So that's the job of the club and us as players, and obviously the manager to get the best out of him. And you know he comes in the other night, scores his goal, and you know that's what strikers are judged on.
Just in terms of saying there, some modern day football has to play with knocks. Next 12 weeks or so, it's going to be relentless. Saturday, Wednesday, whatever. Do you think the players just now prefer the current setup, take the winter break for 3 weeks and full on for the next 12, or would you like that reversed?
Personally, I think it's been a good thing. You know, certainly for our point of view, you play a lot of games for July to December anyway, so you know to get that 2 or 3 week break in the middle is good. You sort of almost split the season into two, and as I said, you play a lot of games, so once you get that breather, you can sort of refocus and obviously go again for that second half of the season. So I think it's worked quite well for us as a club, and obviously I think us as players we quite like it. So yeah, I'd be quite happy to keep doing it.
Come March, there won't be much of a breather, particularly for yourself, donning both caps, Scotland and Celtic. How do you view that situation?
Again, just looking forward to the games. It's I think you would rather, any footballer, you'd rather play games than have to train, and I'm no different to that as well. You're coming up with big games, and that's what you want. You want to test yourself. Obviously, you said there is the international stuff with Scotland. It's a big week, so that's what you want to be involved in. That's why you're in football. You want to play in these big games in the big weeks.
And just on the issue of knocks, how much of it does it come down to the player on the day saying to the manager, I think I can get through this 90 minutes, but this knock or not that one?
I think obviously injuries are different, and everybody's you know, different in terms of if you've got a severe injury, then obviously you can't physically play. But you know, a lot of our boys, I know that you know, even if they're struggling a little bit, they'll try and push through and play in the game, because it means so much to the players, and obviously, as I said there, you're representing a cause, and you know, your responsibility is to the club, and you know, to try and play as many games as you can and help this club win things. So sometimes you're going to have to push through and, you know, mentally, you know, get through the knocks and play the game. So as I said, it's part of responsibility now as a modern day player.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.